company. How you my dog and you subbing me? If I ain't set for you, then don't you come for me. No DMS, what they really want from me.
Hey, what's up, y'all? Welcome to Unfiltered Raw with your girl Michelle with one L. We are here. We are wrapping up third part of our relationship series. And I have my good friends Karen and Justice in the building. Hey guys, welcome back.
Hey.
I just got to say, I appreciate you guys so much for rocking out with me these past couple weeks. It's been so dope. Conversations have been dope. And you know, I'm gonna have you on again. I'm gonna come up with another series. I don't know what it's gonna be, but I'm gonna come up with something else. And I'm gonna get y'all on here again because the conversation was fun.
I've been enjoying it, so I'll look forward to coming back.
Awesome. You guys have great point of views. And, you know, for me, I always like to hear a male perspective as well as a female perspective because it gives us some balance instead of it always being about females. Because men be like, we be bashing them, and I don't want to be that. You know, I'm not a part of the she woman hate. What is it? Was it He-Man Women's Hater Club?
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm not even gonna sit here and try to figure it all out. But yeah, y'all know what I'm talking about.
Yep, I'm not a part of it either.
No. So guys, how was your week before we get into the show? How was your week?
My week was good. It was good. Busy, but it was good.
Awesome.
Mine as well. It's been a good week. I had a whole lot of things in the balance, but I'm just waiting on them things to come into fruition. And then I'm going to be posting up on Facebook, telling everybody what's going on. So
nice. I'm looking forward to it. All right. Okay.
Yeah.
You know, I support my people. I love to see my people doing things. That's dope. That's dope. All right, guys, y'all ready?
Yeah, we're ready. I'm ready.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, let's go. All right, so we're talking about infidelity today. Yeah, you know, this can, you know, this conversation could go many different ways. If we've been the cheater or been the one cheated on, you know, I don't know. So we're gonna start it off with: is there ever a reason to cheat?
No, I'm just gonna be a grown woman and step out there and say no. You grown. There really isn't a reason. We make up reasons, but there's really no reason.
Justice?
I agree. There's never justification for cheating. If you get pushed to that, if you come to that point to where you're sleeping with somebody else, it's time to let that to drag it along. Because if you felt it like that, if you loved her like that, if you wanted her like that, you wouldn't even do anything to jeopardize what you got with her. The fact that you chose to gamble with that means she's not what you're really looking for. That's just my take on it. I just think, you know, when you're playing with fire, you're gonna get burnt, and you don't play with fire when you don't have to. You don't feel you need to.
That's right. I think we all agree on that. I never think, you know, I never think it's a reason to cheat. I mean, I've heard people say things like, well, he or she wasn't doing XYZ. He or she stopped giving me sex, or she stopped paying attention, or he stopped paying attention to me, and blah, 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 blah. So I went elsewhere to get it. So in that case, they're playing the victim and they're placing the blame.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But so take everything with you. Don't just take the instant gratification of fucking somebody else.
Right.
Take all of you and go somewhere where you carry your ass.
That's right. Get your ass on. I agree with you. It's never, I don't feel like, first of all, the blame is on you. If you decide to step out of your situation, marriage, relationship, or whatever it is, and you just want to get some instant gratification, then take your sucker ass on and continue that with whoever you was doing it with. But you know, a lot of times it's those situations where they have more to lose where they are than that moment of, let me just go, you know, get my rocks off, or this chick is paying me, or this dude is paying me some attention, so I'm just gonna go enjoy this for a moment. But back at home, I got all this, I got kids, we got the house, we got all this stuff together that I can't leave that for this.
Yep. Or you being you just, you're not woman or manning up. You're being greedy, and you're not, addressing the problem, because you also throw the blame. Well, they're not giving me affection, or this, that, and the other, and this woman's paying attention to me. I mean, we make up excuses. We can come up with some really good excuses of why and justify it. But truth is, you need to stand up and address the issue, because when you go back home, whatever issue you're running away from, guess what? It's still there.
It's
And
still
now
there.
you've multiplied it. You've complicated the issue because you introduced somebody else.
And then you develop probably feelings. I think some people feel like if they don't develop feelings for that person, then it's okay. I'm just hitting it and I'm out. I still love my wife, or I still love my husband. But we kind of know that with women and men. I'm not all. I'm not going to say all. Most women. Now, let me not say that. I'm gonna phrase it this way. When women cheat, I don't know if this is the truth or not. They say when women cheat, it's usually an emotional attachment. When men cheat, it's not. When women cheat, so what do you think? They say.
I think with the whole act of sex and sexual intercourse, it's an internal act for a woman. Right. So I don't think that women, and some women are detached. Some women can go through enough things that they can detach from their vagina. Right. But all those other women, you're making a conscious decision to let someone enter your body. Agreed. And that's a way deeper decision than a nigga walking around here drunk at the club, gonna throw a condom on, smash some, who probably ain't gonna last for 2 minutes anyway. So this shit is not a major deal for us. You know what I'm saying? This is literally just one step.
It works.
One step past jacking off. Yeah.
Yeah. That even though I knew that, you know what I mean, you saying it that way takes on a whole different meaning for me.
Yes, because it's a man saying it.
Yes, and right? The fact that, you know what I mean, like the way that he threw on a condom and did it, so they're not really even committing to it, right? They're not even putting them their whole selves, their true, authentic, raw self in you, right? It's so fake, but we, no matter what, we're always taking it in. We're always
condom or not. Condom or not.
You're accepting that inside of you.
Right.
So that's why when you say man can't handle what he dish out, that's not what we dishing out. We not letting you inside our body.
That's true.
That's not. It's a totally different situation.
Oh,
so.
Oh my God!
This is so deep, though.
Head blown up, right?
Yes.
I'm like, damn.
This is so deep because you know what? Women need to understand this. Listen, you all emotional. Oh my God. He's like, on to the next. I'm going back home to my wife or my lady, and I'm gonna leave you over here to sit in that. And now you're emotionally going crazy because you allowed yourself to be the side chick. Wow. And let's just talk about the side chick for a second. When a woman decides to be a side chick, what is that thought process like? Because let me see. Let me think. I'm 52 years old, so I've had a few experiences in my day. And I think that deciding to be the side chick was, I think, a place in my life where I didn't feel worthy, or it was just kind of like I didn't care.
You wasn't ready to put energy into a nigga. So
I wasn't right. So I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna do what I do.
Yeah.
But then I had to realize that I'm not that chick, because it's all fun and games in the beginning, but then now the feelings come. Exactly. And now you want him with you when he's with her. And then you try to tell yourself that, oh, well, yeah, he comes to see me, so he's choosing me over her. No, the hell he's not.
He's doing it when it's convenient for him.
It's convenient. And when it's for him, right. So you're expendable. Clearly, the wife is not.
Correct. For whatever reason.
Right.
but again, you talking about, in your mind, I'm not trying to, I don't want to be in a relationship. I don't have the energy for it. I just want to play it how it goes. But your heart and your body, you're taking this man inside of you.
So you
And
can't turn
that
it
is it's gonna always overpower all that other shit. So no woman is really going to be satisfied with the side chick. It's a matter of
No.
time. It may take a longer time with some, but eventually she's gonna want that main chick out of the fucking way.
I agree. And
Nobody's
even,
more competitive than women.
and even if we don't want the main chick title, we're gonna stop wanting to be the side chick.
Yeah, you don't
And
want
it
her
happens
there.
even when you like look at the latest, famous case that actually blew up the whole marriage, the Wendy Williams. And I'm not taking a tangent to that, but look at, and this is just to underscore what you said, Justice. Look at how long, right, Miss Sharika was the side chick, right, and knew it,
right.
He chose to expose it at the time that she exposed it, right? To do different things. She was just like sitting and waiting. And she probably knew that this is going to be the deal breaker. So I'm going to go ahead on, because you're the side chick, right? You're not going to get pregnant. You're not going to have the babies and stuff like that. She ain't moving on. Let me go ahead and step up my game. I'm gonna have the baby. I'm gonna drop some pictures and show us on vacation. All this kind of stuff. So I think either she did it consciously or subconsciously, however, she chose to do it. But that's when she decided, you know what? I don't want to be the side chick anymore. So either I'm gonna be the main chick or I'm gonna blow up your shit.
I'm gonna blow your spot.
I'm gonna blow it up. And look what he ended up doing, choosing her.
Yeah. Well,
and he's getting a little bit of the bag though. But Wendy's the bag though.
Well,
she dropped him.
Well, yeah, but he wasn't gonna leave her alone.
He's getting spousal report. He getting spousal support.
Right. So it's a win-win.
For him. Still won. He's like, he stayed true to what he was saying. She's the bag. I gotta keep her there. And then the old girl said, I fuck that bag. It's me or nothing. He said, well, okay, I'll just admit everything. Wendy will drop me. I'll get my spousal support, like Mary J. Blige's husband, and I'll go about my business and I'll fuck with you. How do they conduct themselves though when you've been a side chick for X amount of years? Now all of a sudden you the main chick. A spot just opened up. How do you trust that man after that?
So what happened? You moved up one spot. Who's taking your damn spot though?
And that's where you're gonna always have that problem, because now it's like, okay, now I got the main spot, but I was a side chick. So what's gonna stop him from doing it to me again? And like he said, What Radio Network? Shout out to He Said What Radio. They said it's terrible that people become perfectly okay with being a side piece regardless of who's winning.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's very true.
Niggas will be a side dude and play their motherfucking part. And that's why women cheat way more than men. And that's what we really need to discuss. Because dudes will sit in that side position and rock out. I don't want to. And from a dude's perspective, like, if you're going to let me be on the side, you're going to sneak out on your man and let me smash and do all this shit. I'm not about to be your main dude. I'm not going. I don't want that spot. But for some reason, side chicks, they don't really be thinking like that. They'll sit and wait it out. I don't know.
They will. And look, it just said to my He Said Radio. He said, what radio? I know a guy right now that's waiting for a married woman to leave her husband. That's insane to me. Like, because they're promising you that they're gonna leave. They're telling you, oh, I'm gonna leave. And then there's 5 years that goes by and they're still there. And you're still just waiting. I knew somebody at the post office. I just had this conversation. They were married and they had like a 15-year relationship with somebody else on the job.
Wow.
Like, you in a whole full-fledged relationship.
Wow.
And that person wasn't even with anyone else. So he was her man. And she was faithful to him.
See.
From what I understood. I mean, I don't know for certain, but that's what I was hearing.
There's like a whole lot of, stories and stuff going around. It's amazing what some people allow and what some people sit and partake in. It's amazing to me.
It is, but it's their self-worth. It's what they feel, about themselves, and it puts them in these situations that they feel like, okay, having someone else's man or woman is better than being alone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the shit right there.
But you really are alone though, when you think about it, because they go home to the wifey every night or the husband every night.
Well, what about
when it matters?
Just, straight up married couples. One of the people at one of the jobs I had, so the two are married. They work together at the job, and his wife was cheating on him with his brother-in-law.
What?
So the a sister and brother team, the spouse was cheating. The sister's husband was cheating on the sister with his wife. So the sister's husband is getting on a train. So this takes thought, right? You're planning it because you're traveling. You don't even live in the same damn town. And he's leaving the wife and getting on the train and traveling and hanging out with my coworker's wife. So it they got busted. Obviously, I don't remember how they got busted.
Right.
But they got busted. Everybody went to counseling. So the sister was handicapped, and so
oh my God,
she stayed with the husband. She stayed with the husband. He divorced the wife, so she's thrown out. But now you got family dinners where I'm going to a family dinner, sitting across the damn table with your husband who was cheating with my wife.
And everybody knows you did it, and everybody knows the story. So they're looking at you like, look at that.
So in that instance, the only one that got tossed out was the wife. His wife got tossed out because he couldn't do it. They went to counseling, and he was like, I just can't do it. I can't look at her knowing that she's cheating. And she was let me add some more. So she was a stay-at-home wife. So he's going to work, busting his ass. Right?
Wow, wow.
On him with his damn brother-in-law. She was the one that got tossed out. The sister kept her husband.
Wow. And a lot of times the wives is like, I'm not going to give up my husband so you can go be with her.
Mm-hmm.
So they stay. Now, that to me is crazy. I'm just going to let you cheat, but I ain't going to let her have you, so I'm not going to divorce you or him. So what kind of headspace do you have to be in to think that that's okay?
Right.
I ain't gonna let you have him, so I'm gonna deal with his cheating ass. He might cheat again, but I am not gonna let him go. Because if I let him go, he's gonna be with you.
He said what radio was hilarious.
He was going to work, and so was she.
Yep. All facts.
Yes, that's the truth. That is the truth.
So there's a whole lot of guys, people staying in and doing all that kind of stuff. It can blow your mind.
And on the outside looking in, we sit there and be like, "Oh, that could never be me. I'm stupid." And they might have said the same thing. Right? That could never be me, and it's them.
Yep, I've learned not to say that.
Absolutely,
you don't know what you will and will not do until you are presented with the situation.
What? Because you know how much shit I dealt with and stayed with in my day. Are you kidding me?
Yep.
That today I look back and I be like, wow, what the fuck?
I know that you know the saying goes, never say never, because you just said never twice.
You just said right. Yeah. Never say never because you just said never twice. It's the truth. What? You dropping them today. See, they didn't hear the first one. He dropping them today.
Dang.
So do you believe,
I'm in my bag.
This is my thought. Yeah, I see you. I feel you though. I ain't mad at that. If you love someone, how can you cheat? Like, I love you, or we are married, or even if we're not married, we're in a committed relationship and I've loved you. Can you really say you love someone if you cheat on them?
I think yes.
Yes.
You think yes. How though?
Because you hurt people that you love all the time. Just because you love someone doesn't mean that you're never going to make a mistake, that you're never going to do anything wrong. We do things wrong all the time. You make mistakes all the time.
Because that's usually the first thing a person says is, "You never loved me."
Well, the question is monogamy a part of that person's love language? Because sometimes that, like I was telling y'all earlier about sex, it's not as deep for some people. And so that doesn't interfere with the fact that I love your ass to death. And if you don't believe me, just Google, go to YouTube and watch some of those Maury shows when he's doing a lie detector test, and that man said he done slept with 30 women. But when they say, do he love you? Hell yeah, he was telling the truth. He loved your ass. It's just not a part of his. It's just not a part of what he considers his love. Yeah, he loves you, but monogamy is not a part of it. It's not a part of it. And there's some women out there like that too.
Yeah, but who's gonna ask that question? Hey, is monogamy one of your love language? Hell no. What are they gonna say? No.
Take it back to something Justin said. Justice said how he schooled us. The man, right, puts in. He could put the condom on, and he deposits. He does whatever. He pulls out. He goes home. It's not that deep for the man. So yeah, he can love you and still go out because it's an activity.
And it's not a connection. It's not a connection.
It's an activity.
Yeah. It's not an emotional attachment to that.
Right.
Women tend to put the emotion.
We are the ones that do that. But now I've had some emotional men too.
Yeah, but I mean, typically, right? It's the woman that has sex with her heart, right? Men don't always. I'm not saying that they don't, but they can. You guys can disconnect from it because again, you're not the one accepting. You're not the one taking into your body. So
right.
You absolutely love her and go over there and have an activity with this other one.
And then go home to your wife who you love and you have that emotional connection with, and everything is all good in your mind.
Yep.
But then is the guilt though?
All those other reasons that don't have nothing to do with sex. That's why he loves her.
That's why he loves her.
Yeah.
Because some men separate, or some people, I don't want to say men, they separate sex from everything else. He said, "Wait, with the baby on the way."
And look at some of those religions, like the that section in New York where it was, the Hasidic Jew men go down there and pick up the women because sex, right, is to have babies. You don't
have babies.
It's not something that you do with your wife. So they go down and they get the prostitutes and they get their pleasures off and this and the other because you don't treat your wife that way. So it's a whole lot of reasons, like a whole lot of different scenarios and why people do the things that they do.
Because to my understanding, I don't know the religion, but from what I understand, for Jewish people, the act of sex is to procreate.
Right.
It's not really about the intimate connection like, with other cultures. For us, sex means that, listen, you're supposed to only have sex with me and that's it. Right. But for and whether a baby comes out of that or not. But for the Jewish community or the Jewish whatever religion that they are, from what I understand it, that's the reason why they have sex.
And I've heard that too. So the men don't, to feel good and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
You don't sully your wife with that. They go down and they, but to me, I mean,
we're about to have a baby tonight, baby. So get ready.
Yeah, I can't discuss that intelligently because I don't know the ins and outs about it. But something about it, to me, the fact that you're going down under a bridge and soliciting prostitutes to do that, like it's something wrong with that. It's something wrong because you're hiding it, right? You're doing it in the dark type of thing. So that's a whole nother issue, but I just bring that up as a point to say, this is something that they want to do, but they don't want to sully their wife with doing it, so they're going out and getting someone else to do it.
Right, because culturally that's not a part of sex for them, but then somehow or another they're fascinated by all of the other nasty shit that women can do to them or that they want to experience. So it's like, but my wife, if I look at my wife that way, I had an ex that, I'm about to get a little raunchy, but this is Unfiltered and Raw, so hey, I could do that. he didn't want me to give him head because he felt like I've done that to other men. And for him, the thought of that just kind of turned him off.
Well, he needed therapy.
Which I thought, which I thought was weird. Like, nigga, what? or either that was just some bullshit. I don't know. But I'm just saying.
Because
was he Jamaican?
With other men. Did he have sex with you?
No, he wasn't Jamaican.
Okay.
Rache said
some
cultures they're right, they don't do that, but he wasn't Jamaican. It'd be just a fucking weirdo the way I see it. I mean, because who the fuck doesn't? I mean, what man? And especially if the woman enjoys doing it, like, bruh, what's up with you? So Rache said when someone cheats, it doesn't mean it's the other spouse. Most of the time, it's an issue with the person that cheated. Absolutely.
Yeah.
It always falls on them. It has nothing to do with the other person. They could say it's them.
Blame the other person, though.
Right. Well, you, like I said earlier, you weren't giving me attention. You weren't this, and it's always them. It's like, bro, you decided to step outside of that situation instead of trying to work on. Did you have the conversation with her or him and say, hey, babe, I'm missing this, or I'm needing that?
Or end it, right? Because you grow and you can step out if you want to, do the right thing and end it. It's gonna cost you something, but end it.
That's too easy.
Yeah.
That's too easy to end the relationship. And again, most times there's more to lose than there is, you're winning. You got a piece of ass. You got a little connection with a woman outside your relationship for the moment. But then what's at home and what you guys built together kind of is more important to you than that situation. And if that's the case, like Justice said, then you either need to stop what you're doing and figure out how to make your situation work.
Yeah, because you're making an immature decision. It's too important for you to lose. It's too expensive for you to lose. It's too whatever for you to lose. But yet you go out and you gamble to lose it anyway. So is it really too important for you?
Is it really too important for you to lose? Because if she finds out or he finds out, there's a chance that they're going to leave.
You gambled with it. So,
So the side chick or the side piece, the person that's being cheated, what responsibility do they have, if any? The person who they're cheating with. Is there any responsibility for them to say that, because they're deciding that I'm going to be with this person knowing that they're in a whole nother relationship? What is their responsibility in that situation? To just be that? Are they supposed to be the voice of reason to say, go back to your partner or whatever the case may be? Because they're just as guilty.
Yeah, I don't know that they have a responsibility. My whole thing is, you cheat with somebody that has as much to lose as you do. Because at some point, whenever they feel like they want to blow you up, they can. And what do they have to lose? You're the one who has everything to lose. So I don't know. They don't have a responsibility in your relationship. That's your relationship.
That's your relationship, right? Okay. What do you think, Justice?
I don't think side pieces owe anybody anything. That's a decision they make. But the thing that has me baffled is there's always been side chicks. But
yes,
we're in an era now where a side chick can blow up somebody's spot and they get no ridicule behind it. Like my uncle, who I still consider him my uncle. I didn't know he had a whole wife until he died.
Wow.
And when he died, I found out my aunt was the side piece. And the family is like, oh, you need to get up out of that, because they have a funeral home together. And it was like, that was the business. That was the family business. They were like, you need to get up out of there. That's our family business. And she's like, this is my shit. This is our shit that we have together. And that's how, and when I asked my mom, she was like, oh, he's been married the whole time. Like, how does that work? How were you at family dinners and you had a whole wife and kids in the family?
Wow.
So
he had
she
two.
played
He
her
had two
position off.
lives basically. He had two
Yeah.
whole lives.
And she played her position all the way out, and she had to fight to keep her house because she lived over top of the funeral home, and they was trying to evict her. And you know that it's choices, but she don't owe the wife nothing. That's him.
She don't like
He
nothing.
living a double life. But I just don't understand how the side pieces are getting so much glory nowadays because they blowing up somebody's spot. That's just what I'm just
Yeah.
trying to understand.
Who does that? Where does that come from? I knew a chick that was a side piece, and she knew she was a side piece. The dude was married. She's dating him, full on real relationship. How about she convinced him or told him that he needed to take out an insurance policy and make her the beneficiary because she's in this, and if something happens to him, he got nothing to show for it. How about he went and took out the insurance policy?
What?
Yep.
Wow.
I'm like, wait a minute. So you're the side piece and you know you're the side piece. What exactly do you want out of this? Like, what do you think that you're supposed to get out of this?
Well, like she just said, you ain't gonna go back home to your wife and drop dead and I got nothing.
Well, yeah.
I'm gonna get something out of this other than some penis.
He took out the insurance policy and made her the beneficiary.
Man, there's so many stories out there like that you hear. You just be like, wow, are you serious? With the two families, don't nobody, and you don't find out about it till they die, and people showing up at funerals and all kind of foolishness, and you're like, well, who the hell is you? Well, who the hell is you? Well, we got 3 kids. Those situations are so crazy to me. What do you guys believe that? And it gets worse and worse. Do you guys believe that once a cheater, always a cheater?
No.
Nah.
That's an easy one.
I don't believe that.
But there
I think it's a maturity thing. And I think as a man, if you're out here and you're 30, mid 30s and above, and you still have to smash everything that you can smash, I just feel like you wasted your 20s, and that's why you still acting like that. Because once you know, that's for your younger days. You out here just living life, and if you still doing that in your mid 30s and above, you just an underachiever. You're a late bloomer. You didn't have a good 20.
He said
and
that's funny.
He's underachiever, and so that's where that comes from. For me, I enjoyed my 20s, so I don't really have nothing else to prove. I need something that's substantial, that's something that's good for me. You know what I'm saying? I don't need no numbers and stats and all that stuff. Dudes still out here trying to smash everything they can smash. It's, you grow out of that stuff.
You should. You should. But some cheat because, it makes them feel like somebody still wants them.
That midlife crisis.
Somebody still wants them, or I still got it.
Damn it, go buy a car. Go buy an expensive sports car.
Nope, I'm gonna have sex with this woman who desires me because my wife can't stand my ass. So,
and the wife the woman who desires you don't know all your dirty. Your wife live with you and know all your dirty. You showing that side piece, the best side of you.
She gonna find out though, eventually, because you can't hide it for too long. That representative is gonna go away. He's not gonna be able to hide it forever. Because then we're gonna start thinking, okay, so you still with her, and telling me all these different stories, and she y'all are this and y'all are that. So now I'm looking at you, what kind of human are you?
Right.
Because you're over here cheating with me.
And then the other thing is you look at it and you be like, if he's so perfect and this is what I see, what's wrong with her? Because that's the other thing that the side pieces do. There's got to be something wrong with the wife. Because look at how perfect he is. I'm getting the good stuff, and this is how he is, whatever. But you don't see him at night. You don't see him most of the time when he's acting up and stuff like that. So now you're making the wife the victim because he's such a good man. Well, is he a good man? Because he's cheating with you.
Right. And that's the thing, as being a person, a side piece or whatever, and you find this person to be so great and they're such a good person and this, that, and the third, if they were, do you really think they would be cheating?
Right. But we don't think
and does that make them a bad person because they're cheating though?
I mean, it doesn't make them a bad person.
What
But
you say? Yes, Justice. You went far away. What? You sound like you over there, putting together.
Hey, you hear me? I did. I slid to the kitchen real quick. But can you hear me now?
Yes.
It does, because for me, sometimes you have to end something to begin something. You got to destroy and build. And if you're still in the process of something, you can't build something else while you're in the process of something else. So just destroy this and build something new with the new person. You can't do both things simultaneously. And when you cheating, that's what you're doing. You're saying, you know what, I got this other woman here for whatever reason, but I'm finding some kind of fulfillment out of you. And nothing is going to come of that entanglement. It's only going to be an entanglement.
Right.
So,
yeah, but does it make them a bad person though? You said yes.
No.
I do. I feel that way. I'm an empath, so I feel what I do to other people. So for me, I internalize that feeling that they're going to get, knowing that this other chick has been, enjoying the fruit. I understand that. So but that's just for me. So
yeah.
And it's this thing called a universal degree, where anything you give birth to in your universe, when you with somebody, it's also giving birth in the one you're with universe.
That's
so when
true.
your ex come out the woodwork, putting pressure on you to smash, one or two things happen. She got an ex that's come out the woodwork to smash, or you're going to send an ex her way. And you don't know how she's going to respond to that. But if I respond by smashing, then the odds are that's what's going to happen conversely in her universe. The universal degree. So I abide by that. I don't do anything or give birth to anything in my universe I don't want my lady to have in her. Keeps me alive.
That's pretty dope. That's pretty dope.
I wouldn't necessarily say it makes them a bad person any more than you doing anything else, makes you a bad person. I don't think you are always defined by the things that you do. It means that you did a bad thing. It doesn't mean that you're a bad person.
Okay. I can go with that. My mom used to always say that to me, like when the kids were little, and I was like, "Oh, they being so bad. It's being so bad." Mother used to say, "They're not bad. Don't call them that." Right? Don't call them bad. It's the things that they're doing that are bad.
Because you put the label on people, pretty soon they become that label,
right? especially kids.
Right. So I wouldn't, any more than anything else, that you do. I don't necessarily. I mean, if you keep doing it over and over and over and over again, then
no behavior, no correction,
right?
Corrective behavior.
Right. A lie. I don't necessarily say you're a liar. You told a lie, because what happens tomorrow when you tell the truth, right? No one does one thing all the time. So I try not to. I mean, of course, I don't always do that, but I try not to define people by the one act or one deed that they did.
But there are some bad people out here.
Oh, yes, there are. And those are the people that continuously do bad things.
So a person that continuously cheats is a bad person.
Is a cheater.
Is a cheater, but not necessarily a bad person to you.
Right, because they can do other things that are really good. Like, I'm not going to throw the whole baby out with the bathwater. They can be, cheat, but they're a whiz at work. They, you know what I mean? Like there's other things that they do. So yeah, you're a cheater, you're cheating, but I wouldn't necessarily label you as a whole bad person.
Okay. I guess for me, it's about the energy that you give and you bring. So that could be tainted if you're constantly doing things that are hurtful to other people, or you know what I mean? Because if you're at some point you're intentionally doing this, if you continue to cheat, so now it's intentional. One time, okay, I might say, yeah, we might have been going through some things, having some problems, whatever the case may be, blah blah blah. I'm going to forgive you. I mean, I'm saying it, in an easy way, but it probably wouldn't go down that way. But yeah. And then you continue to cheat. So now it's intentional. So now you intentionally are trying to hurt me. So I may look at you as a bad person for doing that.
And that's true. But then I'm playing devil's advocate. That person is continually cheating on you and her and blah, 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 blah.
Right.
But take care of their mother 100%. Mother wants for nothing. You know what I mean? You're not a bad person because look, you do have the potential to be better and do better. You know better because look at how you're taking care of your mother. Your mother is sick and you're her primary caregiver and you're taking care of her. A bad person doesn't do that. You're a cheater, but you're not, you're doing bad things continually, knowingly doing it. But I wouldn't necessarily put you as a bad person. A bad person to me is someone that does everything bad. You're just not, you're not doing well. You're not taking care of your mother. You're cheating on your wife. You're, out here robbing and stealing. You know what I mean?
Right.
That to that degree is where I'm gonna say, yeah, that's just a bad seed. Like,
but I got one.
Hold on.
Go ahead.
Can we stay here for a second?
Absolutely. Go ahead.
Here's my thing. If I feel you're a bad person, it's based on the relationship that me and you had. You can't do dirt to me and be great to your mother or anybody else and me think, oh well, never mind how you treat me because of all these other things, you're a good person. No, if you treat me like shit and do dirt to me, I'm gonna think you're a scumbag because of how you deal with me. All that other stuff, I don't know how. I don't know what your inspiration is for why you do this. All this other stuff. I'm talking about what you did to me.
Yeah,
I'm saying
I agree with that.
you're a
I agree
scumbag.
with that. But I'm still not going to label you as a bad person. I had this conversation recently with somebody because they thought that their father was a horrible person because of what he did to their mother. And my comment to them was, you cannot judge that person based on the relationship that he had with his wife, because that's between them. You're judging him based on the relationship that you had with him as your father.
Yes, right. I agree with that.
Okay.
So I'm agreeing with what you're saying, but I'm still saying I'm not gonna throw the whole person, say, oh, he's a bad person. My thing would be like, well, he was a horrible father based on what he did to me. Even, somebody else is gonna come up and say, oh no, but he was a great father to me, but I didn't see that part of him. So to me, he's a bad father. But someone else is saying, no, he's a good father, or he was a good husband. You know what I mean? Like, so I'm not going to label the entire person because I'm not damning that person's whole existence based on that one thing that they did.
Right. So what if he's a damn murderer, serial killer, but he got a whole family at home that he's taking care of? Would that make him bad?
Yeah, he's a murderer.
But he's still taking care. And that woman is at home not knowing what the hell he's doing.
Yeah,
and then when she finds out, he's like, oh my God, he treated me and the kid's so great, and he's a monster.
Right. He is a monster.
So he's a bad person, although her experience with him was not bad.
Yes, you're right.
So in that case, you can judge that person.
Yeah, you can. Yeah. I'm not saying that it's never the situation.
Right.
My response was based on the question that you asked. If he's cheating, does that make him a bad person?
Got it.
No, but there are degrees. There are different, because like Justice said, you're going to judge them based on your relationship. She's saying, no, he's a good husband. Look at what he's done to the family. But when she finds out that he's a damn monster, I bet you she leaves him. I bet you she divorces him.
She ain't got no choice because his ass is gone anyway.
Well,
so yeah,
she have a choice. She don't have to divorce him because he's going to jail.
Well, no, that's true. But I guess she could still be with him. But yeah, you're right. But the bad and the good of people, that's kind of a tricky thing, because like Justice says, he says yes, they are a bad person if they're out there intentionally doing something to hurt other people, regardless of whether or not they take care of their mama.
I just believe if you live the type of lifestyle of where you're actively doing something you got no damn business doing, that you're doing that in several aspects of living. You're not just doing it in one aspect. That's a part of your character and a part of your personality. So me finding out you cheated on me is just it's just the tip of the iceberg of what you are willing to do or capable of, in my opinion. Because otherwise you wouldn't do that shit. You know what I'm saying? You wouldn't do it. You'd be too principled to do it. So
agreed. Now, I don't know if you've ever cheated or Karen or Justice or been cheated on. I mean, I think in my day I've been both. Many years ago. So my question is, if you ever cheated, were you ever justified in that? Because we cheat and then you have that guilt, like, oh God, I shouldn't have did that because I'm still gonna stay with the person. Right. And then somewhere down the line, you feel justified, like, I'm glad I did that shit. Because he ain't shit. He deserved it.
He's a bad person.
Right. So now, am I a bad person? Because honestly, that was me. That was me. Let me tell you, that was years ago in my relationship with my kid's father. I don't know if he's listening, but if he is, oh well. And shit, I don't think he knows that I cheated. He might know.
He knows now. He knows now.
He had an assumption, but I denied it. So it was never a thing where it came out. He always said you did it. I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. I ain't do shit. And then as years went on, I was glad I did it because of the shit that happened in our relationship.
Wow.
Like, man, yeah, I cheated.
You think that the things that happened in a relationship could have been because he never believed that you cheated, and so he's saying that he cheated because you cheated?
Well, the thing is, with that, there was never a thing where he actually said he cheated. It was just a baby came.
Oh. Well, I guess he didn't have to say it then.
So it was a denial thing. Like me, I didn't cheat. What you talking about? And he too was like, I didn't cheat. So it was like, okay, now there's no way of saying that you didn't cheat because we have this.
Hilarious.
So then it was like, glad I did. And that was the only time I cheated. And what's crazy about it is that the person he assumed that I cheated with was not even that person. All my shit coming out. I don't know if you're listening, but it wasn't him.
That's too funny.
It wasn't him. So you assumed that I was cheating with somebody else, but you said you never had to say you did. That's why it didn't work, living with a lie. That whole damn relationship was a lie. So I'm okay with that, cousin. Especially now. Now you realize it was just some people you shouldn't have been with. Right. And you were with them anyway. That was it. I mean, we had 3 beautiful kids that came out of it, but that's a relationship that should have never been.
I remember I was shocked as hell when I realized who your husband was.
Yeah, a lot of people were.
I was like, what?
Even me. Look.
Shut up, girl. Just quiet. Shut up.
Even me. But yeah, so I don't know. Well, Justice, I know you said you've never been in that cheating situation. You're not a cheater.
No, I'm not.
That's so dope, though. That, you can say that you've never done that. Mm-hmm. I wish I could say that, but that was the only time I ever cheated. And I've never cheated in any relationship that I've been in after that. And that was over 20 years ago. Heavy sigh. What's up with that?
So I cheated, and no, there was no justification for it because I should have, ended the relationship. I was dating someone that was actively cheating on me all the time. And I kind of overlooked it. So I guess it was like a passive aggressive thing. Mm-hmm. And my novice ass cheated on him with somebody, and that whole 7 degrees of separation. Well, there was a they were connected by the brother's best friend and fraternity brother and blah blah blah. So I got busted wide the hell open, kind of set up and busted. So when I was confronted with it, I didn't deny it because I'm also a very horrible liar. Anyone who knows me knows I'm also a very bad liar. So I do not lie. When I was, confronted with, I heard you were blah, blah, blah. It was like, yes, I was. And by the way, this relationship is over. So I ended that relationship and started dating the guy that I, quote unquote.
You're a bad person. You're
Yeah,
bad. You're a bad. You're a bad person.
That's why I was fighting so hard to not be a bad person. I'm joking.
No, I know.
So yes, I ended it and then started dating the guy number 2, and then years later, because my heart, I don't know, I kind of fell for both of them. Years later, I cheated with guy number 2, back with guy number 1.
What?
Yeah.
You're just a cheater.
And so, and it's funny because now I'm sitting here. Like, at the time, I justified it, but now I'm sitting here, much older, much more mature, grown ass woman, right? I'm sitting here, and I'm like, there was no excuse for any of that. But at the time, the justification was, well, you were really a fucked up boyfriend, and I found out you cheated too. So it's like, I never wanted to confront them and do the grown up thing and say, look, this is it. It's over. I'm out. I'm done. So I did it, the best way that I took the coward's way out. Let me just put it out there. I took the coward's way out. And so P.S., it didn't go well with either of them. I actually ended up falling in love with both of them. I can truly say I loved both of them. But there was some really big issues with the relationships with both of them.
Right.
Different types of problems. And it was stuff that I knew that I couldn't deal with long term. I ended up, cutting the tie with both of them. But yeah, I cheated and got caught because they knew each other. They had people that they were close with that knew each other, and my worlds collided.
Wow.
Yeah, wow.
And that, you just say women are so good at hiding it. Clearly, not in your case. Not in your case.
I'm terrible with, I'm in it, my emotions, and I am an absolute terrible liar. I am awful.
So you're like, when confronted, yeah, I did it.
Yeah,
you're one of those. Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I don't see. That's the reason why I don't cheat. That's the reason why I don't do all of that, because I don't want to have to put myself in that position to be trying to lie and say I didn't do it when I did do it, because that's heavy to carry. Mm-hmm. That's heavy to carry.
Because it's going to come out, one way or the other. It's going to come to light. And I always want to be, honest and upfront, but I chose a profession that I'm supposed to tell the truth. I have to tell the truth. I can lose my whole career by being caught and doing something that's unethical and everything. So, this is by design. I'm just that person.
Right. Absolutely. We have a question, guys. Is flirting cheating?
No,
justice. What do you think?
Yeah.
So my definition of cheating is you doing something that you won't do in front of your mate. So if you can't say that and with your mate standing right beside you, then you shouldn't be doing it. And a lot of people say it's innocent, it's just playful, but if that's not something that you can do with your mate and your witness, that your mate can witness you doing and being okay with, then it's cheating. That's it.
Okay. Karen?
I'm gonna say no, it's not cheating. Depends on the flirting, because and it depends on how you flirt. So your mate knows how you flirt. So, we've all seen these types of things where, you bat an eye or you start twirling your hair or whatever, and your mate is like, you flirting with them. And you're like, no, I'm not. You know damn well you flirting. So it to me, it's the degree of flirting, because if you're flirting and, your end game is to get them to notice you and, do something, then hell yeah, that's cheating. But I also agree with Justice. If you have to hide what you're doing from your mate, then it's wrong.
I agree. If you can't tell your mate that I was over here flirting with this sister or this brother, then it's not something you should be doing. So then it's wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And it's cheating. I mean, depending on what you call cheating, I mean, whether you want to call it cheating, it's still wrong.
Right. Wrong.
Whether it's cheating or not, it's still doing something that could potentially have a negative effect on your current relationship.
Absolutely.
So it's a problem, and you shouldn't do it, because people think it's harmless, it's innocent. Oh, well, he gave me a compliment, and it's okay. A compliment means you keep it moving, say thank you, and take your ass on. Stopping and having a full-blown conversation with somebody that gave you a compliment, really?
No.
Somebody's seeking some attention from somewhere else, and then it can go back to your own relationship. Maybe something that you're missing in your relationship. So if you're getting it outside, it's like, wow, this feels kind of good.
Yeah. And I think it also goes back to the how strong your relationship is, how comfortable and secure you are with your relationship. Because some of that little quote, and I'm using air quotes, innocent flirting. I mean, you and your mate will be back home laughing about that. Yeah, I flirted. He gave me a free drink, whatever. But if you're jealous and you're insecure, then that little bit of flirting is going to set you off. You flirting, and now I'm pissed off, and we having a whole full-blown argument about it. Versus, I know you did it, and it don't mean anything because I know where you coming. You home with me or whatever. So it really depends on the security level of your relationship.
I just think don't do it. I mean, because that stuff is risky. And if you're having issues in your relationship that you feel like you need that flirting with someone else, because most times, why are you really flirting with other people if your relationship is good? Or do you think that's just something that people do whether the relationship is good or not?
I think it depends on what it is, because I have a very good friend. She's very flirtatious, period.
Okay.
But it never means anything. Like, for her, it ain't mean anything because I'm married. I'm going home to my husband. However, you have to be careful with that because you don't know how the other person is taking it.
Right.
You can't, it's a fine line. So to be on the safe side, like what you said, you don't do it. But she's flirtatious, and even, you may think she's flirting, and I'm like, oh my God, like that's just her. You know what I mean?
Right.
She's gonna do it to females. She's gonna do it to men. She's just got a flirtatious personality. If I'm flirting, I have an objective. Like I can't do that innocent flirt type thing that's really meaningless. I just can't do it. I'm either in or I'm out.
Right.
But that's how she is. But if you're not that person, like I'm not gonna flirt with anybody because it's a method to it. Like I'm doing it for a reason. It's gonna end up in something.
That's where the work husband and the work wife thing comes from.
Girl.
Yeah. I got the work husband and the work wife.
And how many of those turn into real relationships?
Okay. Thank you. The work husband ain't just the work husband, or the work wife is not just the work wife. And now y'all going out, hanging out. Oh, I'm just hanging out with a couple people from a job, from coworkers. Yeah. And the work wife or husband is right in there with all of that. So that probably started out as some innocent flirting. And then now there's some sort of sexual attraction. The next thing you know, y'all headed to the hotel after work.
Ain't so innocent anymore.
It ain't no innocent. It's not innocent anymore. So yeah. So flirting can lead to cheating. So don't do it.
Don't do it.
Whether you call it cheating or not, it may not necessarily be cheating, because I guess you want to call cheating the act, of getting into a situation with someone outside of your relationship, whether it be emotional or sexual. Now let's talk about the emotional part of it. emotional attachments to me are far worse than the actual physical.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah, because you could not even have sex, but you so emotionally attached to that person that you want to be around them. The intimacy is there. And I was on topic last week, but you haven't had sex yet. But once you connect with someone else emotionally outside of your partner, that's cheating.
Oh yeah.
For sure.
Yep. No
doubt about it.
No gray area with that.
None at all. Yeah, you're cheating. Because now you're talking to this person, you're on the phone. The person's probably knowing things about you, and you're probably sitting there talking about your partner to them, and they consoling you. And now
they may know things about you that your partner doesn't.
Even know. How about
that? Exactly. They got all the intimate tea.
And that's usually how it goes before the physical connection comes. All of that happens, the conversations and stuff like that, and then you cheated already. Well, even before the sex, you already cheated. Because now you're home with your partner thinking about this person.
You probably would have been better off just have the sex and going about your business.
And you're looking at them like, yeah, so-and-so is doing this and so-and-so is saying this, and you can't wait to talk to them. And that's when you start being sneaky and all of that. Once you start doing that, you're cheating. You're cheating. That's cheating.
I agree.
Man, infidelity comes in so many forms. It's crazy. And I watch, I'm not a big TV watcher, but there's a couple of shows that I watch. And this is one of, I'm not a reality show person. But this show called Love and Marriage in Huntsville, I watch. There's 3 powerhouse couples, and they're married, and they're doing big things. And one of the couples, they're actually now divorced. When the show first started, they were together. Now they got a divorce because of all the stuff that happened in the show. And he was just blaming her for everything. It's your fault. If you was paying attention to me, this, that, and the third. And she might not have been doing that. But he really could not see where he was at fault. It just was so interesting to me. He took no responsibility and was like mad at her because she wanted to leave him.
Wow.
He went to therapy and everything, and the therapist is sitting there trying to tell this man, bro, you are the problem. Like,
that very well.
But that's a lot of people, though, in that when they cheat, so people do not want to make it their fault. It has to be another reason why I'm cheating. It got to be them. It got to be the partner. They are not doing this. They are not doing that. So then my thing is leave.
Right.
If it's that bad that you feel like you got to step out, then go.
That's exactly what we were talking about earlier.
Right. Just go.
And make it. Yeah. Pull the plug. Don't have your foot in it and then dipping and dabbing over there.
Because that makes it messy. That's where messy comes. Comes. Now you got everybody in that whole weave. In a tangled web. It's all jacked up because eventually somewhere down the line you're going to be getting a call from the wife or the husband. Now they're going to find out who you are. It's a mess. It just leads to a mess. Just work on your relationships, man. If you can fix them, if you can fix your relationship, fix your relationship. Right. Real talk. Before you step out and just start that bullshit. And if you can't fix it and it's unrepairable, then leave. Get your ass on. Right. Don't create another situation that's, that's going to be bad in the long run.
I agree.
Yeah. I agree too. Carry your ass.
Carry your ass. Go home. Sit your ass down. Figure it out with your partner. Do something. I don't know. Shit. But, don't bring other people into your situations, And if you're a side chick or a potential, and maybe you want to be one of these days, think about it.
Maybe you want to be one?
Listen, I don't know.
If that's your goal in life, I'm going to encourage you that if you do get there and that's what you become, please play your position. Play your position.
Play it, right? How about that? If that's your position, play your position.
Don't try to step out and play the wife's position. Play your side chick position.
Agreed. I totally agree. Don't try to be nothing else that you're not. If that's your role and that's what you decide to be, then just be that. Don't be trying to be nothing else but that.
Yeah, don't be trying to advance to go and collect
Don't be trying to push the wife or the husband out. Play your position.
We ain't got silly. We must be past the hour because we giving bad advice right now.
This is the bad advice part of the show. If you're gonna be a side chick, be the best side chick you can possibly be. Don't cause no damn problems, okay? Play your position, damn it.
Oh wow.
It goes for side dudes, what we usually do. So
side dudes, a lot of side dudes, they don't have a problem being side dudes. They don't have a problem dropping some dick off every now and then.
Yeah, we already see what you on, and we like, right. I'm gonna drop the dick. I'm gonna go on about my business. Like I don't want to be that man that you're going off to get some dick on the side of. I don't want to be that guy. But somehow, the side chicks, they still have that, like, you know what, that's her. You know, it's that Missy thing. You know, that Missy song, Pussy Don't Fail Me Now. Like, my pussy don't make you get in line. Nah.
Because, women think that they have that box. That's the golden ticket that is
Pussy Don't Fail Me Now.
That man leave his wife.
Please.
He gonna leave his wife because I got the bomb ass pussy and I could cook.
Yeah.
And that's where you go wrong. So back to what we were saying, side chicks, side dudes, play a position. You know what I'm saying? Don't try to be number one when you're number two.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
If that's the role you play. But we don't condone cheating. I know I don't. If you can make your marriage or your relationship work, do that. And if you can't, then you got just before you decide to just cheat, just be out. Yeah. You don't take people through unnecessary bullshit. Don't take yourself through it.
Yeah, it's just not worth it in the long run. It really is.
How draining it is to cheat, because you gotta lie. You got to be ducking and dodging. You got to be Oh, come on. It's a lot of energy you have to use to be a cheater.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And you got to be good at it, because you got to remember that. And this is one of the reasons why I don't lie and I don't do it well. Because my mom used to say to me all the time, you tell one lie, you got to tell another lie to cover that up.
Remember that keep lie, on coming out with lies.
You got to remember your lies.
You got to remember your lies. And I ain't good at that.
Nope.
That line thing is not it for me.
Nope.
Just be true to who you are. You don't have to cheat. You just keep your dang-a-lang, keep your box at home with your partner, y'all. So we don't. Just come on, just keep it where it's at. Or find somebody else that make your ass happy or something. Because if you're not happy, then get your ass on and figure it out.
But can we end the first thing before you go to the second thing? Because now you got two things, and we don't play nice in the sandbox together.
Yeah, it's a headache, right? It's a headache out here trying to be cheating and shit, it's just too much.
And you gotta pull other people into your life. Don't say you told me or say I was with you. No, don't. I'm not the friend that you're gonna call to say, if such and such call and ask you where I was, tell them I was with you. Call your phone a friend, because I'm not the one.
You know how much stuff you got go through. Go ahead, Justice. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
I'm not doing all that shit.
It's too much.
That niggas do to cheat. I'm not doing none of that shit. You gonna have to ride by my house and throw your pussy in my house. If I got a woman, that's what it's gonna take. Because I'm not doing no extra shit. I ain't got no extra conversation. I ain't got no extra dates. I'm not involved in no other motherfucker. I'm just not doing all that shit. It's too much shit. Ride by here, throw it in here if it's that important to you. Because when I'm single, if you ain't giving me no pussy when I'm single, then why do I trust you giving me some pussy when you know I'm in a relationship? You got an ulterior motive, but
you just like straight up no nonsense.
I love it though. I love it.
I know exactly
I love it.
Yeah, that is the shit right there.
He said, if you ain't riding by throwing the pussy in here.
And my window gotta be open. So
yeah,
right,
the door gotta be open. All kinds of elements. You know, a whole lot of shit in your face for that. Pull that off. But that's what it's gonna take. I'm not doing none of that. I got no sweet talk. I got no extra talk. I got none of that other shit that they do. And that's what niggas get in trouble with. You know what I'm saying? You sitting here, cheating, you telling a whole bunch of shit that ain't true, and then you wonder why she showing up at your motherfucking job and all these shit you know you gonna be at when you told her you be at. No, I ain't got no time. You started a whole damn
relationship. You started a whole relationship with a woman, and she thinking she's special. So now, since she thinks she's special, she gonna fuck what you got up at home.
Right.
It ain't worth it, guys. Guys and gals, it ain't worth it.
No, and at that point, she might not even want you. She just don't want your ass to be happy.
Yeah, right. You ain't gonna do me like this and go on happy with this lady. Let me ruin her happy. And that's what niggas don't really realize about chicks that throw you the pussy when they know you got a woman. They want to make sure that woman don't have shit to be happy about. That's why they throwing you the pussy. They want to make sure. You see that girl on Facebook talking about her man this and her man that. Let me throw some pussy and make sure this nigga about what he really is.
Right, throw that in the mix. Let me throw some pussy in the mix and see how happy he is.
He'll take some pussy, and you gotta be in control of your little self and realize, you know what I'm saying? Some of that shit ain't even about you. She get dealing with a whole bunch of shit on her own. Her heart broke. She had her nigga. You know, don't be a part of her revenge plot. Let her work for it. Make her work for it and make herself happy. You got a woman, nigga, don't help her. Let her do her own thing. So a lot of times, it's about the woman. Is she really happy? If she really has something to be happy about.
I totally agree. But guys, you know, we are well over an hour getting in here with you guys. We just be chatting and chopping it up. I love it. You know, and a good conversation. So yeah, we're gonna wrap this thing up. And guys, I appreciate you guys. Thank you for being a part of my little 3-part series. And I'm gonna come up with another one. I gotta figure something out. We're gonna talk about dating or something. I don't know. We're gonna talk about something else, and y'all might end up being my little co-host now.
This was fun. Thank you so much. It was
this was a lot of fun. Justice and Karen, I appreciate you guys so much. And if you guys missed the first 2 episodes of the relationship series, go to my YouTube channel, Unfiltered and Raw, and check them out. Dope conversations with some dope ass people.
Yes.
And on that note, guys, we are gonna say good night.
Well, good night. I love
Peace, y'all.
All right.
Thanks, Karen.
You're welcome.
Bye,
Justice.
Peace, y'all.
All right, peace.